the Phantom embarked for the first time aboard HMS Ark Royal in June 1970.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and boy, we got another big one here. We have one in 1/48 scale diecast from Corgi, as you can see. Now this is an English Phantom right here. This is the F-4K Phantom FG.Mk. Now this particular one is from the Royal Navy's Fleet Air Arms 892nd Naval Air Squadron while aboard the HMS Ark Royal in 1978, as you can plainly see there. Now, 892 Squadron was originally formed in 1942 in the United States, actually, at the Naval Air Station Norfolk in Virginia, equipped with Grumman martlets. As its first aircraft to operate, it would experience many periods of activations and deactivations over the years until its final disbandment occurring December of 1978. The Phantom here would be the final aircraft the squadron would fly, with these Phantoms actually coming into their service in 1969. Now this does look pretty cool, but it is no good looking at it in the box, is it? So what we got to do is get this bloody thing open so we can check it out, which we will do right now. Alrighty, with this big old Phantom out of the box, it does come with a collector card, as per usual, with a limited run of 2,500. So there is a fair number of these to get, so if you do like what you see here, you should hopefully be able to get one. Let's get this off. Alright, let's have a little look. Well, it's got the sort of a normal 1/72nd scale type base here, and that is plastic, and this is metal though, and that is the base your big Phantom's going to be attached to. I did expect something maybe a little bit bigger, but we'll soon see how it holds up. So you do get your baggie here that does contain the landing gear options, of course, and you get a baggie of some ordnance, so that is pretty cool. We'll get to fix those to the aircraft. And speaking of aircraft, let's see if we can get this out. Let's see, we need to get a bit of poppage. How easy is this going to be? Alright, geez. Alright. Now there is a, reasonable weight to it, which is pretty cool. Now I can see a gear door already in here has dropped out, so we'll put that in. We'll move this out of the way, of course, and check out this sweet looking Phantom. Wow, this is absolutely cool. Check out the details in here. Man, that does look fantastic. It does have a lot of nice detail. You can see the pilot figures here. Now, does the canopy open? I dare to say it doesn't, because it doesn't want to open easy. Well, maybe not. I will have a little look closer in a moment, though. But it does have a very nice weight feel to it. It's got some nice tail markings here. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yep. It does have some engine details. Look, overall, it's not a bad rendition, of course. As you can see with sausage finger test, it is quite large, being 1/48 scale. But I suppose one thing that's sort of easily noticeable is sort of a large join here if you're going to get really fussy. So depending on, if that annoys you or not. Let's have a little look underneath. And you can see those engine details a little bit better. How cool is that? Yeah, very nice. So obviously that's the gear bay doors for the main landing gear. and your nose wheel there, so you just lift those out. It's already equipped with some Sparrows missiles there, and pretty much all you got to do is chuck those tanks on, which we will, I suppose, we'll go off and do. So we'll quickly put those tanks on and come back and have a look at this setup properly in flight and on the stand. We'll be back in a second. Alrighty, here we have it set up for in-flight, obviously. So all the ordnance is on. So you've got your pair of outboard fuel tanks here, your centerline fuel tank, and then you put your sidewinders on. And look, the tanks, these went on fine. They slipped into their holes straight away. The centerline tank, I pushed real damn hard to try and get that in, and it does not go in properly straight from the box. So I left it like that just to show you that's straight from the box. It does not like to go in. We will play with this when we do gear down to see if we can hole out those holes and get a better fit. And same with the sidewinders. Those pylons didn't want to go on either. As you can see, there's quite a considerable gap. Now, I've pushed on really hard to the point where I was worried I was going to break it. So you shouldn't have to push that hard to get them into place. Well, that's what I think anyway. You shouldn't have to. You want to be able to fit your ordnance to your models. You've got to use a little bit of force, yes, but you shouldn't have to push so hard that you are worried you are going to break something. So that is a little bit unfortunate straight out of the box. They don't like to sit in their holes very nicely. But overall, though, it does present quite well. This is quite an impressive model. I do like it a lot, and it's not going to take much to get those to fit properly, I am hoping. I doubt it will. We'll just hole out those holes a little bit bigger, and it should push straight in without any drama. And speaking of pushing in, if you do want to put that stand on, hey, we've got to take the ordnance off. So lucky we didn't push this all the way home anyway. And so there is your big old stand hole, and there is your not so big stand for this size aircraft. Now we'll just stick it in the hole if we can actually manage to do that. And that is your big Phantom on this relatively small stand. Now, I've had bigger stands for your World War II bombers, and this is quite comparable in size to that. This is not a small model for sure. That is your sweet looking Phantom. This does look fantastic, definitely really nice. And that is how it is set up for in-flight, for you in-flight guys. Very straightforward. So what we'll do is we'll chuck some landing gear on this, of course, and check this out gear down like I like to see mine. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, we are back with this gear down. Now, it does, look, it presents okay. I did expect a lot of detail for 1/48. Now, there is not a great amount of detail inside that wheel well. There's a couple of little rivets sort of thing, and that's about it. I don't know how sparse the actual real gear bay areas are, but that's what you get. Now, they were a little bit annoying to sort of squeeze into their, you had to actually take the tanks off so you can wiggle these into their position into that area, because there is no pin. You've sort of got to slip it into a slot hole, and then you've got to actually line that strut as well to go into that, and that's not 100%, so you've got to do a little dicking around here and there to get it to fit properly. Luckily, they are made out of metal, so you can put a fair bit of pressure on them to put them in. So the wheels don't roll or anything, but they do have a slight flat impression on there to show the weight of the aircraft on there, which is a pretty cool effect, I suppose. That is something a little bit nice. Now, the nose wheel, straightforward, of course. You put nose wheel in and a gear bay door. And that has the same flat effect on the tyres there. Hopefully that does show up, if you can see the little flat spot on there, to simulate the weight of the aircraft when you have it on the deck. I did try and make that center tank and the sidewinders fit a little bit better. I did hold them out a little bit more and sand them a little bit just to try and get them to fit a lot nicer. They are a bit better than what they were, but it's not a straight out of the box fit. You can still see a slight gap there, which is a little bit annoying that they don't go in nicely, especially a model of this size. It should go together relatively easy because everything's a big bit, so you shouldn't have anything fiddly to put on. So we'll spin this around and have a little look. Now, there's nothing that you can actually see in regards to the canopy because that does not open. I was quite surprised about that. Very surprised that you can't actually open that canopy, but The pilot figures do seem to look fairly nice. It's got some great detail, but unfortunately you cannot get it open. So that is a little bit weird, considering the 1/72nd scale ones, you can open the canopy. I'll try and zoom in to see if we can check out some of those details in there. The pilot figures themselves look pretty cool. That's just one of those things, I suppose. With this particular 1/48 scale model, you don't get to open the canopy at all, which is a little bit strange, but yeah, well, it is what it is. You can't do much about that. But look, overall, I think the aircraft is nice. The model does present pretty well, but it is, can be a little bit expensive too. So depending on what you're expecting out of your 1/48 scale model to what you want to fork out your cash for, you may be left a little bit wanting. I did expect, a fair bit of detail on this. I was looking forward to this. I've actually had it for probably a year. I've only got to it now, but this is a little bit of an older release, so I think this has been out for a couple of years. So, you should be able to hopefully still get one. I'm sure they most likely didn't sell out real quick because not everyone's into 1/48 scale stuff, let alone big aircraft like this, big jets. They do take up a lot of space. As you can see with my sausage finger test, this is a pretty big unit, so you are getting a fair bit of model for your cash, and it does have a nice weight feel. This does sort of feel nice and heavy. It does feel there's a lot of die-cast metal in this, which is good. Overall, I'm still reasonably happy with it. As I said, just left a little bit wanting in regards to details, but of course, with manufacturers, details cost money. So the more details you put in your model, the more it's going to cost to make. And of course, that gets passed on to us, the collector and buyer. But anyway, I will shut the hell up and stop waffling on. Hopefully you did enjoy what you saw today. So if you did, don't forget, throw some of those my way. Always feel free to subscribe to the channel as well if you're watching and you haven't done that yet. And I'll do the usual, I'll take some pics of this and you can check them out at the end of the video. All right, everyone, I'll finish up by saying thank you so much for dropping past and checking out another one of our videos. I hope you enjoyed what we had today, something a little bit bigger. And, well, it's a Phantom, so Phantoms are always cool in my eyes. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.